What the regulator is doing at this time, do you think it's enough, at least in the short term, to achieve an equilibrium, so to speak, in the currencies market?
It's not enough. That's why government, the CBN, and of course the government has to do a lot more on the supply issue. Anybody that has something like immigration, now government says you can get a visa on demand. If I'm going to Nigeria and I know that I can get a visa when I arrive at the airport, for any excuse I can decide to come here, just to come and look out. And in many countries that's what happens. You go to Kenya at the airport, you get your visa. So that alone will encourage a lot of people to come. The other regular visas for longer term, government is now saying 24 hours or 48 hours you get your visa. A lot of business people who wanted to come to Nigeria had to cancel their trip or postpone it just because of visa. So there are so many things that government will do on both sides. But once you focus on supply and you're always thinking, how do I increase supply of dollars into the economy? A lot of new ideas will start to come up.
But increasing dollar supply, does that not also pose another challenge? Does that also not bring up the issue of trying to dollarize the economy? Because for the tourism sector, for instance, there are some hotels that you go to and you can't pay in naira. They insist on you paying in dollars. So already there are some aspects that are trying to dollarize the economy in a way. But how can that be avoided? Can it be avoided?
Well, it can be avoided. It's simply a question of law. If the law says you can't pay in dollars, you cannot pay in dollars. If a hotel breaks the law, it gets arrested and prosecuted. So that's really simply a law issue. It's not. You don't dollarize the economy just because you allow a lot of dollars to come in. But
then you are trying to encourage people to come in and come to spend their dollars. And then you have these hotels that tell you that they're international hotels. And by international standards, they have to, tailor their rates according to what is obtainable in their parent hotels and parent companies. And then so you have this issue of, I want to pay in naira, you can't pay in naira, you have to pay in dollars. If you bring out a law, would that not chase away prospective clients?
No. The hotel, if I live in Nigeria and I want to check into a hotel, you can't tell me to pay in dollars. That's not just possible. That's pure illegal, you know. But if I'm a foreigner and I want to check into a hotel and I present an ID, or passport ID that shows that I'm a foreigner, and the law of the country says because you're a foreigner you have to pay in dollars, then you pay in dollars. But if the law of the country does not say so, you cannot force. And it doesn't mean there will be less dollar coming into the country, because I will have to go and change the dollars at the Bureau de Change. And most hotels abroad, when you travel, we tell you, we can't accept your dollars here. Please go over to that Bureau de Change and send it and come and pay in local currency. Either way, the dollar will remain in Nigeria. It is making it easy for people to come and making it easy for people to use their dollars. If I bring in a lot of dollars for a visit, or I get a lot of dollars from exports, let me do what I want to do with it. If I want to keep it in my domiciliary account, I want to sell it to whoever I like, I should be able to do that. Because once you allow me to do that, I will keep on bringing a lot more dollars. And perhaps a lot of dollars I don't need. And that's why countries that have a mature foreign exchange environment have no issue with dollars. Dubai is never going to look for dollars, because dollars are flowing in and out in the millions every day. So they don't have to say you can't do this with dollar, you can't do this with dollar, because the policy framework ensures that you position yourself as a channel, as a huge pipe for flow of dollars. Dollars come and go as economic activities demand.
But then again, it still calls into question the role of the fiscal authorities. The Central Bank of Nigeria is doing this at this time to ensure that there's ample supply, so that for importers, for instance, if you need to bring in equipment, if you need to bring in some kind of produce and products, it's easy for you to do it. But from the fiscal side, there's still a lot more to be done.
Yes, that's why now, about 2-3 weeks ago, the CBN and the fiscal side, all the ministries involved, had this strategy retreat where they were trying to now remove all the issues they have among themselves. It would be great if that process continues and they begin to see areas they can deal with. That's how this issue of the new visa regimes came up, that you want people to bring in dollars, they must come in easily. So a lot of other things have been removed, one after the other. And they are historical. Some of these laws have been here for 60 years. You know, so government has to identify those laws, those policies, and begin to remove them. And we should already remember that we never we didn't really have a dollar problem for many years. There was the period when our problem was too much money to spend, and we had all these rules that created a lot of restrictions. But gradually we are getting them out of the way. But it's going to continue.
All right. That's a very good way for us to anchor this conversation. Gabriel Idahosa, Chief Executive Officer, UHY Maji & Co. Thank you for coming on the program and sharing your perspectives with us.
Thank you.
Well, Business Morning returns after now. Stay with us.